Before Andrei Tarkovsky created cinema's most enigmatic journey into the unknown, Stalker was deemed incomprehensible by Soviet authorities who couldn't grasp its philosophical depths. The cast has finally revealed secrets that will transform your understanding of this haunting masterpiece about desire, faith, and the mysterious zone. The film that nearly destroyed Tarkovsky. What most fans don't realize is that Stalker almost ended Andrei Tarkovsky's career and literally poisoned the cast and crew during production. The film was shot twice. The entire first version was destroyed due to laboratory processing errors, forcing Tarkovsky to start over with a devastated budget and demoralized team. Soviet authorities were already suspicious of his unconventional storytelling approach. Alexander Kaidanovsky, who played the Stalker, revealed the psychological toll of the production disasters. When we lost the first version, Andrei was broken. He had poured everything into that footage, and suddenly, it was gone. Starting over felt like rebuilding from ashes, but it also gave him a chance to perfect his vision. The second filming became an obsessive quest for cinematic perfection. Anatoly Solzhenitsyn disclosed that the toxic filming locations near chemical plants caused serious health problems for the entire cast. We were shooting in areas contaminated by industrial waste. Many of us developed respiratory problems and other illnesses that lasted for years. The irony was chilling. They were making a film about a dangerous, mysterious zone while literally poisoning themselves in real contaminated zones. Nikolai Grinko noted how the production struggles mirrored the film's themes. We were searching for something transcendent while enduring real suffering and uncertainty. The line between art and reality became completely blurred during those months of filming. The zone that existed everywhere and nowhere. The mysterious zone wasn't filmed in a single location. It was created from multiple industrial wastelands, abandoned facilities, and natural landscapes that Tarkovsky combined to represent a place that exists beyond normal reality and geographical boundaries. What the cast revealed about navigating this composite environment shows how they performed in a space that was simultaneously real and metaphysical. Alexander Kaidanovsky described the disorienting experience of filming in the zone. We would shoot in different locations on different days, but Andrei wanted us to believe we were in one continuous living space. The zone had to feel like a character with its own consciousness and intentions. The fragmented filming required the actors to maintain psychological continuity across disparate physical environments. The zone's constantly changing rules weren't just narrative devices. They reflected Tarkovsky's filmmaking philosophy about truth being subjective and ever-shifting. Andrei told us that the zone changes based on the observer's inner state, revealed Anatoly Solzhenitsyn. We had to understand that we weren't just walking through a place. We were manifesting our characters' psychological landscapes through movement and belief. Nikolai Grinko noted how the zone's ambiguous geography affected their performances. You could never be certain where you were or what was safe. That uncertainty became part of our characters' reality. We were genuinely lost actors playing lost characters in an impossible place. The three guides to nowhere. The relationship between the stalker, writer, and professor represents three different approaches to seeking truth and meaning. But what the cast revealed about developing these archetypes shows how they created complex individuals rather than simple philosophical symbols. Each character embodied different aspects of human searching and spiritual yearning that transcended their apparent roles. Alexander Kaidanovsky disclosed his preparation for the Stalker character. The Stalker isn't just a guide, he's a believer whose faith is constantly tested. I based him on religious mystics and people who dedicate their lives to serving something greater than themselves, even when that service brings only suffering. The character became a meditation on faith without certainty. Anatoly Solzhenitsyn revealed his approach to the writer. The writer represents artistic ego and the desire for inspiration from external sources. He wants the zone to give him what he thinks he lacks, but he's really searching for validation of his talent and importance. This interpretation made the character's skepticism and ultimate disappointment more psychologically complex. Nikolai Grinko noted how the professor embodied scientific rationalism. The professor wants to understand and control the zone through measurement and analysis. He represents humanity's need to reduce mystery to manageable facts, but the zone resists all attempts at scientific categorization. The three characters together formed a complete portrait of human approaches to the unknowable and transcendent. The room that grants no wishes. The legendary room that supposedly fulfills one's deepest desires is never actually entered in the film. But what the cast revealed about this absent destination shows how Tarkovsky used the unseen to explore the gap between human longing and spiritual fulfillment. The room's power comes from its absence, rather than its presence in the narrative. Alexander Tarovski disclosed Tarkovsky's philosophy about the room. Andrei believed that actually showing the room would destroy its meaning. The journey matters more than the destination, and desire is more powerful than fulfillment. The character's reluctance to enter reflects humanity's fear of having their deepest wishes actually granted and examined. The room became a metaphor for all unattainable human desires and spiritual goals. Everyone talks about what they want, but when faced with the possibility of getting it, they hesitate, noted Anatoly Solzhenitsyn. The room forces you to confront whether you really want what you think you want, or whether the wanting itself is more comfortable than the having. Nikolai Grinko revealed that the room's absence was deliberately frustrating. Andrei wanted audiences to feel the same disappointment and uncertainty as the characters. The film asks whether true fulfillment is possible, or whether seeking is the only authentic human condition available to us. The industrial wasteland as spiritual landscape. Tarkovsky's decision to film in post-industrial ruins and chemical wastelands wasn't just aesthetic choice. It was a philosophical statement about modern civilization's spiritual bankruptcy and environmental destruction. What the cast revealed about performing in these toxic environments shows how they literally embodied the intersection of physical and metaphysical pollution. The filming locations included abandoned factories, chemical processing plants, and polluted waterways that created genuine health hazards for everyone involved. "We were breathing contaminated air and walking through toxic sludge," disclosed Alexander Tarovski. The physical danger made our characters' spiritual journey feel more urgent and authentic because we were genuinely risking our health for transcendence. Tarkovsky deliberately chose locations that represented industrial civilization's failure to create meaningful human environments. These places showed what happens when technology serves profit rather than human flourishing, noted Anatoly Solzhenitsyn. The zone exists because normal reality has become uninhabitable, both physically and spiritually. The contrast between the sepia-toned, normal world and the color-saturated zone reflected this environmental and spiritual critique. The supposedly safe world outside the zone looked dead and lifeless, while the dangerous zone appeared vivid and alive, revealed Nikolai Grinko. Andrei was showing that we've made our regular world so toxic that even a mysterious danger zone seems more appealing than ordinary existence. The faith of the Stalker's family. The Stalker's relationship with his wife and disabled daughter provides the film's emotional anchor. But what the cast revealed about these domestic scenes shows how Tarkovsky explored the cost of spiritual dedication on family relationships and personal responsibility. The family sequences were filmed with different techniques to emphasize their contrast with the zone's otherworldly atmosphere. Elisa Freindlich, who played the Stalker's wife, disclosed the complexity of her character's situation. The wife represents practical love, struggling against mystical obsession. She supports her husband's calling while resenting how it endangers their family and provides no material security. Her monologue about choosing love over safety became one of cinema's most powerful statements about accepting mystery in relationships. The Stalker's daughter's apparent telekinetic abilities suggested that his zone journeys had consequences for his family's reality. The daughter may have inherited her father's connection to inexplicable forces, noted Alexander Tarovski. But whether this is blessing or curse remains deliberately ambiguous throughout the film. The domestic scenes were filmed in the same sepia tones as the outside world, but with different emotional warmth. Andrei wanted to show that love can create zones of meaning within ordinary reality, revealed Elisa Freindlich. The family represents an alternative to seeking transcendence in dangerous places. finding the sacred in human connection and daily devotion rather than mystical adventure. The philosophical weight of every movement Stalker's famously slow pace wasn't artistic pretension, it was deliberate technique to force audiences into meditative states where they could contemplate the philosophical questions being explored. What the cast revealed about Tarkovsky's direction shows how every gesture and pause was calculated to create genuine spiritual experience rather than mere entertainment consumption. Andrei would make us repeat movements dozens of times until they achieved perfect rhythm and intention, disclosed Alexander Tarovski. He wanted every step to feel like prayer or meditation. The slowness wasn't boring, it was sacred time that allowed deeper contemplation of existence and meaning. The film's pacing reflected Tarkovsky's belief that truth requires patience and sustained attention. Modern life moves too fast for real understanding, noted Anatoly Solonitsyn. The film forces you to slow down and actually think about what you're seeing and feeling rather than just consuming images and moving on to the next stimulus. Nikolai Grinko emphasized how the slow pace enhanced character development. When you can't rely on action and plot twists, every word and gesture becomes crucial for revealing character and meaning. The ending that offers no resolution. Stalker concludes without answering any of its central questions about the zone's nature, the room's power, or the character's ultimate fates, but what the cast revealed about this deliberate ambiguity shows how Tarkovsky rejected conventional narrative closure in favor of spiritual and philosophical openness that continues challenging audiences decades later. Alexander Tarovski disclosed Tarkovsky's philosophy about endings. Andrei believed that real spiritual questions don't have simple answers. The film ends where it begins, with uncertainty, longing, and the need to keep searching for meaning, despite the absence of clear guidance or resolution. The circular structure reflected life's ongoing spiritual journey. The daughter's final telekinetic scene was meant to suggest possibilities rather than provide explanations. The glass moving across the table could be supernatural ability, vibration from passing trains, or audience projection, noted Elisa Freundlich. Andrei wanted viewers to decide what they believe based on their own spiritual needs and philosophical inclinations. The film's refusal to provide answers became its most powerful statement about faith and seeking. True spiritual experience resists explanation and categorization, revealed Anatoly Solonitsyn. The zone remains mysterious because mystery itself is sacred and necessary for continued growth and wonder. Stalker remains cinema's most profound meditation on faith, desire, and the human need for transcendence, proving that film can create genuine spiritual experiences rather than mere entertainment spectacle. The cast's revelations show how Tarkovsky's uncompromising vision, combined with their committed performances and real physical danger, created a work that transcends cinema to become pilgrimage and philosophical inquiry. Watch the film again with appreciation for its revolutionary approach to narrative time, its influence on spiritual cinema, and its enduring questions about the nature of belief and meaning in modern life. Notice how every element serves the larger exploration of human seeking and the mysterious relationship between suffering and transcendence. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into cinema's most challenging and transformative achievements that change how we understand art and existence. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads, and let us know in the comments what the zone represents to you personally.